Armie Hammer admits he had a falling out with mother over religion. I need a mom, not a pastor. Armie Hammer is sharing insight into his relationship with his mother, Dru Hammer, and how religion led to a falling out between the pair. Hammer, 38, and Dru, 62, openly discussed the ups and downs of their mother-son relationship during the Monday, November 4th, episode of his Armie HammerTime podcast. Noting that he has very clear boundaries with his mom and that he doesn't want her to talk to me about God all the time, the actor began by explaining that his understanding is that you feel this is such a big part of who you are and what you are and your purpose, that that's just what you do. All the time. He continued, and we actually had a period in our lives when we didn't talk at all because I said, I don't need a pastor, I need a mom. And if you're unable to be a mom and only able to be a pastor, then I don't need that relationship in my life. I don't need another pastor. And we didn't talk for a while because you were just like, this is who I am. And that's fine. Everybody is allowed to react however they want when boundaries are presented. Armie went on to tell his mom that he has no problem with your relationship with Christ, adding that he thinks everyone is entitled to their own spirituality. I think we are all spiritual beings, and I have a thriving spiritual practice. I start every morning with meditation and prayer and a gratitude practice, all of those things that I've learned in my recovery, he said. The place where you and I get into trouble is when it feels like to me that my spirituality does not look exactly like your spirituality, so you try to proselytize or convert or bring me half a dozen Bibles or whatever, so that you want my spirituality to look exactly like yours. And I think that's where we get into the weeds with it. At least, that's how it feels to me. While his mom began sharing stories about the origins of his gifted Bibles, being radically healed, and more about her religious views, Armie interrupted her to get back to the root of his original topic. I'm really trying to be respectful of your time and your talking, but we have not gotten back to the point that I brought up, which is our personal relationship, he said. I brought up what I feel about our personal relationship, and you then want to talk about Christ. That is what I feel causes division in our relationship, where I feel like you and I do not connect very well on a personal level because it feels like to me, everything that comes up is an opportunity for you to talk about Christ. Which is great, but the fact that it feels like an impediment for us having a personal relationship is the reason I feel like we did not speak for a long time. In response, Dru said, to be fair, what I was saying is I believe as a Christian, that is what we are called to do. So you come from that perspective, and all I was doing was explaining why I do what I do. Because you're called to be an actor. I'm called to be an evangelist. Armie first announced his podcast in October via Instagram. He's trying to redeem himself, a source exclusively told Us Weekly in November, adding that his current financial situation is playing a major role in his return to the public eye. Before joining the podcast scene, the social network actor was plagued with backlash from a series of allegations, which included sexual abuse and cannibalism. Though Hammer has vehemently denied the claims and did not face any charges, his career and personal life suffered a major setback. In 2020, he and ex-wife Elizabeth Chambers split after 10 years of marriage. The pair, who share children Harper and Ford, finalized their divorce in 2023. As for his career, his last role was in the 2022 film Death on the Nile.